And we are recording.
All right. When last we left off, the wolf pack, after spending the rest of the day soaking in the squeaky sponge from their extended conflict down in the sewers, settled down to a night of relaxation and rest. However, that night, Finn and Garuk were beset with a shared dream from the mysterious alien eye, and were allowed a glimpse through the eye's power to observe an important development on their current quest. It appears that their quarry, the purple tiefling known as Mollyhawk, was approached by another member of the Black Blades, the half-orc known as Forden, who also seems to share some kind of bond with this eye. The encounter was hostile, and it ended up with Forden attempting to recall Molly to visit their boss, the Blade, and Molly threatening to kill him and perform some kind of twisted act on Forden's mistress. With Molly appearing to declare his independence from the Black Blades, the vision ended. The next morning, after several insightful observations, Finn and Garuk were able to piece together that Forden's mistress was none other than their tavern keeper, Jessie Sapphire. But more importantly, it established that the visions Finn were having, at least this one in particular, were based in reality and not fiction, and were in real time at some point, or potentially the future. After a lengthy and revealing discussion with the rest of the wolf pack, the party settled on a course of action. Rather than risking Forden's ire and broaching the subject with Jessie, they would put out some feelers for the tiefling and the blue persona, he used in the Fight Club, while looking into the other potential job from Baron Brendish. After obtaining the necessary passes, the pack entered the gaudy Hill District and opulent Estates District before meeting with Steward Norris of House Brendish about the job. You eventually discovered that he was trying to offer work for protection, needing a bodyguard for the Baron's son, Tywin Brendish, while the young man was performing some tasks down in the lower districts of the city, and needing to make sure that no one noticed Tywin's presence, and that the Tywin was ultimately kept safe. After setting up a meetup time for the next morning, early the next morning, the party spent a bit of time in the Hill District and ended up venturing into Tiana's Tower, the premier enchantment emporium in Corda. While going through some of the available tomes and other wares available, Finn managed to find an incredibly rare tome detailing ancient celestial beings after recognizing the symbol of his patron on the spine of it. In it, and with the assistance of Arcanist Tiana herself, he discovered the name of his patron, Eldath, known as the Elder God. The stories within told of how Eldath and Nalarn fought an eternal war amongst the cosmos for control over the throne of creation itself, before Eldath devoured the other cosmic beings, and eventually had the shit kicked out of him by Nalarn. And after being told by Tiana that the book itself was essentially colored and written over by the Imperial Church, you kind of took everything with a grain of salt in there, but the book claimed that it was not enough to destroy Nalarn or Eldath himself, both with Nalarn eventually assuming the throne of creation and Eldath's essence being spread throughout the world. The rest of the Wolfpack's day was spent at the beach and checking in on their orphan informants, who it was a bit distressing when you looked into, as 2 of the 3 orphans you paid had not been seen since accepting the job. As everyone laid down to sleep, Finn was greeted with a minor vision of the battle for the cosmos before Eldath's voice filled his mind with one violently angry word: lies. But just down the hall, Tyler Redfire came awake in the middle of the night to find that she was not alone. As she noticed a well-polished boot visible in the moonlight from her window, a broguish voice spoke. "So, I heard you've been looking for me." And that is where we're picking up. Tyler.
Oh, man.
Hi.
You are awake. You've sat up in your bed a little bit after realizing there's something weird about your room, and you happen to look over and through the moonlight coming through your window, notice that there was a boot. It looks like someone's potentially leaning up against a wall. And then you heard that voice.
Or not?
You heard it. I don't.
No, but do I recognize it?
You do not. No, you haven't actually heard this voice yet.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm thinking you might be able to. But more importantly, I want to know why you've been looking for me. And as the boot kind of moves, and eventually you see the full male form of a purple tiefling cast in the moonlight.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, hi. Why are you
Hi.
looking for me?
I mean, we're supposed to get information. Well, I want to get information.
Information.
Yeah,
About?
about another one of your friends.
You're gonna have to be a bit more specific than that. I have a lot of friends.
Um, well, I guess as much information as I give you, you're gonna have to give me word that you're not gonna just kill me in the middle of the night, because that'd be real easy. Right?
Oh, you're not wrong about that. It would be supremely easy to kill you in the middle of the night. But thing is here, if I really wanted you dead, you think I would have woken you up?
I mean, you have a point there.
Like I said, I want to know things. I want to know why you and your friends have been looking for me.
We're hunting someone.
Who?
Uh, he he killed my mother when I was younger.
Still gonna have to be more specific. I know a lot of killers.
Yeah, I got that. I'm a little tired, so you're gonna have to give me a second.
Oh, take your time. I've got nothing but time around here.
Great. She's gonna collect her thoughts first.
Okay. As you do so, Molly Hawk just kind of kicks back a little bit, leans up against the window frame, getting a kind of view. He is, you can see the bare, like his bare chest underneath a kind of patchwork and different colored cloak. It's a little hard to make out the colors at this point because of the moonlight and darkness kind of contrasting. And your dark vision's kind of throwing it a little in haze too, because everything that isn't lit up just by pale moonlight is just gray. So, not too sure what exactly the cloak looks like at the moment, but
Okay.
fairly well put together breeches. You do see the hilts of 2 rapiers at each of his side, and the well polished leather boots.
All right.
He just kind of has his hands behind his head, leaning up against this frame, waiting.
I'm really just trying to look through my notes here and figure out, like, if I had any, like, features of the guy I'm looking for.
I believe I can't remember if you and Finn had discussed the vision.
I think we did a little bit, but I was a little freaked out by it, so we just kind of stopped. I just have that I recognize his face, and, like, I can think of his face, but I don't have what it looks like.
You do remember that it's supposed to be his boss
Yes. Okay.
from the discussions, so.
Okay. Got it. She just kind of clears her throat, and she's like, your boss. I'm looking for your boss. We're looking for your boss."
I'm assuming you mean ex-boss, but that guy,
Yeah.
the Blade.
Mm-hmm.
You just see
Thank
him
you.
throw his head back in just pure delight. Let me get
That
this
boat.
straight. You went looking for me to get to him.
Yeah.
Oh, lass. Oh.
That's the only
Well.
thing we have.
I don't doubt that. We do a really good job of covering our tracks after all. But, oh man, you are hunting down the one man on this planet who is not able to be hunted down. And more importantly, you're hunting down the one man no one should want to hunt down.
Uh-huh.
Let me put it this way. So, I'm assuming you have a bit of an idea of my reputation, right?
I do.
Okay. There's 6 of us that are all not like me. I'm original, but 6 of us that are relatively even at the power level, right?
Mm-hmm.
How strong do you think he has to be to wrangle 6 of us?
I didn't say he wasn't strong.
And yet you're still going after him.
Yeah.
Well, you got balls, I'll give you that.
I mean, I don't have balls, but I see your point.
No judgment here. And that's all. That's all you're wanting.
I just want him dead. Yeah.
Pretty sure you're just on one name on a long list of people that would like him dead.
I'm sure. And I can die trying. That's fine.
And you very well might.
You're not wrong.
What about the rest of your friends? Are they all behind you on this? Is that all you're wanting from me?
My brother is. My friends would probably like to talk to you about their own things, but that's why I'm here.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
All right.
You see him just kind of gently rub at some of the scars visible on his neck. All right, good enough for me. And he just kind of stands up from where he was, irons out, kind of just straightens his clothing a little bit, makes himself right and proper once more. Well, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. Are you going to talk to me or?
Oh, well, not right now. I'm not actually here. And look, and he demonstrates this by taking his hand and just passing it right through the bedpost. I'm not actually here. Yeah. No, you didn't think I snuck in or anything, did you? That's just creepy.
I mean, I don't know you.
Fair.
Dudes are weird sometimes.
You know, you're not wrong. To be fair, everyone's a little weird in their own special way, but I'm not that kind of weird. Consent, right? Anyway. Yeah, like I said, I'm not here. And this isn't a conversation that I'd like to just have at, 2 a.m. with a fine lass in her bedchamber while we're clothed. So I'm going to go and I'm going to tell you how you can get some information, okay?
Yeah.
Go to Court and Crofts at some point. And shit, I should have had this pulled up. I needed it pulled up earlier. I thought I had it pulled up, damn it. Go to Court and Crofts, and when you're in there, at 2 different points, you're going to be asked questions. I'm going to give you the answers to those questions, regardless of what they are. I'm not going to tell you what the questions are. You just need the answers. That's all that matters. It's kind of a password, all right?
Okay.
And if I could scroll fast enough. God damn it, where the hell is it? I know I wrote it somewhere. Okay. The first answer, when you're going to be given a question, first answer is going to be, always pleasure. Pleasure is my business. Right? Got it?
Got it.
Repeat it back to me just so I make sure. I don't like repeating myself.
Always pleasure. Pleasure's my business.
Okay, perfect. That's what I like to know. Second question. Well, second passphrase you need to give. To be the chaos.
To be the chaos. Got it. She's like jotting down notes.
Perfect. So, whenever you're ready, I'll be waiting. I got nothing else but to do, besides drugs and, well, people, but...
Sounds like my kind of guy.
It's a fun place.
Mm.
Just wait. You haven't ever been delighted until you've been in the den. But, anyway, toodaloo, and you watch as his form kind of does a backflip through the wall with the window and just disappears.
Okay. She'll kind of sort out her thoughts a little bit more and then go back to bed, I guess.
Okay.
As much as she can.
All right. It's a bit of a fitful sleep, but you do eventually manage to get some. Eventually, you all come awake at pretty close to the prescribed time. You said you were going to be up at the Hill District for this job pretty early, so you all kind of wake up a bit early, getting yourselves ready and before heading down to grab possibly an early breakfast, depending on if the kitchen's open.
Yeah.
But you're all down in the common room. There is bread. There is, as you're getting down there, you find that the bakers are already going, and that really good bread that you guys have been smelling is there.
Tyler's eating bread. So, how was your night last night, everyone?
I slept all right.
I slept good.
It was okay.
Just
Finn,
the
that
usual.
was yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the normal weird stuff that happens.
Cool.
Yep. How about you?
Oh, you know, just random hologram of a dude in my room. It's fine.
Wait, what?
Who?
What? Yeah, I got some more info, because that Molly guy that we're looking for, he knows we're looking for him.
And you
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
to
lovely.
him?
And I talked to him, and I'm not dead.
Oh, that's
What?
good.
At least I don't think I'm dead.
I don't think you did either.
Alright,
Yeah,
that's good.
You look alive.
Taylor punches you in the shoulder. Yeah, you
Ow.
feel alive to me.
Fuck.
Not hard.
I was gonna say,
Just punches her.
I was just about to have you roll an attack.
What did
You know,
you two...
like a brother punch, you know.
Yeah.
What you talk about?
So we gotta go to Court and Crafts, and then
Court
we
and
gotta
Crafts.
answer. I gotta answer some questions.
Some questions?
Yeah, it's like a secret passcode type normal stuff. Like,
Interesting. Did he tell you why?
just to talk to him,
Okay.
and because he wasn't really there, because he was talking about how he doesn't just like go in girls' rooms randomly.
Oh. Sounds like a real gentleman.
And yet
Right?
he
So yeah, I don't know when we want to go. I'm
Did he
assuming.
tell you when? Is there a meeting time?
Man, I'm pretty sure it's just any time. Unless he did, and I just totally didn't.
No, he said when. He said whenever. He said he had plenty of shit
Okay.
to keep him busy. So.
All right. Yeah, anytime. He hangs out there a lot,
Okay.
apparently.
Oh, that sounds like fun. So
Yeah.
do you seem like... I mean, he invited you to talk more. That's probably a good sign.
Probably. I mean, I told him what me and Taylor's business was, but I told him that you guys might want to talk about other things. So if you have anything to talk about with him or not.
I mean, nothing yet, but, you know, something will come up.
Yeah. So that was my night. And I guess we want to do the escort first, I suppose, or
Oh,
Yeah, I think we're on a schedule with the escort. If we can go meet up with old Molly at any time.
yeah,
So
that's
there
true.
is first.
Yeah.
Well, I am curious what he has to say.
You and me both.
And me.
And you.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, you guys scarf down a quick little breakfast of bread, mainly. The kitchen's not open, but the bakers are going, so there's plenty of that just delicious bread with some butter, some honey, some jam. Typical bread accoutrement. Pretty filling. Pretty filling breakfast. Load up on carbs.
Oh yeah.
Before eventually making your way, you've already paid for your passes for the next day. Making your way up through the municipal district and eventually reaching the gate to the hill district. The guards kind of looking at you a little funny for the hour. The sun's like barely up at this point, and it's probably another hour and a half until most shops are realistically going to be open for business. Most, like, you can kind of see through the gate a couple of stalls and things like that being set up that you could probably go pester and get into, but I mean, why would you this early? But the guards don't hassle you. You quickly just show off you have the proper papers. They admit you in. Making your way up into the hill district once again, passing by all of the gaudy shops. It's like walking down Rodeo Drive, honestly. Except if Rodeo Drive was an entire city district. So it's a bit of a weird feeling. Eventually making your way up into the Estates district and promptly finding yourselves at the gates to House Brendish. The guard out front is the same guard that you encountered yesterday. Appears to work the day shift. He just kind of notices you, recognizes you, lets you in. As you go up to the front door, the door is opened and Steward Norris is there. Prompt. I like that. Please come in. He gestures for you to come inside.
Okay.
We go in.
Follow
Alright.
in.
Yeah.
He admits you into the foyer, and immediately you're greeted with a younger man, probably somewhere in his early to mid-20s. Very handsome-looking features, very typical imperial nobility. High cheekbones, kind of just a look on his face, like almost like a sneer, but not really. As he just kind of looks at you, he's wearing what appears to be a drab brown cloak, not very high quality. A little hard to tell what he's wearing underneath the garb, and the rest of it you can see basic trousers, nothing too fancy, and some probably middle quality boots. But any fears that you had about him dressing gaudily while on this seem to be waylaid a little bit, as he does appear to be, at first look, like, other than the just general facial features of this guy, he seems pretty like middle lower class ish. Probably can blend in. As he just kind of looks over the group. Norris, are these the escorts? And he just kind of looks over. Yes.
Only if the
Lord
price
Tywin.
is right.
I believe we discussed the price already, and
Nah, never mind.
No.
Oh, never mind.
right. Well, Wolfpack, may I introduce you to Lord Tywin Brendish, scion of House Brendish? As Tywin just kind of nods over. Yeah, they'll do. They'll do.
Yeah, I nod back.
Nod.
All right. I'm sure Norris kind of gave you a little bit of an idea of what I'm doing.
Not molesting children.
That's all we know.
I'm sorry?
Like
That's really
Finn.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm definitely not going to be doing that, but...
Yeah. I mean, like, once we crossed that off, it was pretty much all good. Like, we didn't ask a lot of questions. I mean, dude wasn't super forthcoming. Where are you, buddy?
Norris just kind of looks. I believe that discretion was an added part of this job, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It's just making sure we all understand ourselves. And Tywin just goes, fair enough. Essentially, we're going to make a couple stops. I'm going to go in and do some business. Occasionally, I'll have one of you come in with me in case I need a little extra muscle for what I'm going to be doing. The rest just kind of keep watch. Sound good?
I can do that.
I'm like, what are we expecting? Like, worst case scenario?
Well, hopefully nothing happens, but worst case scenario, someone gets a little too nosy about why a group of people are escorting a dude around. There's going to be at least 2 business transactions, and you never know, sometimes people like to short people on money and things like that.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'm not expecting trouble. All of these have been prearranged and everything. It's merely just the handoff, but you never know.
Is there any information that we need to know going into this?
Other than
anything beyond just don't let you die.
if you see anyone getting a little too nosy, take care of them.
Like take care of, like
Take care of.
Your discretion.
Oh goodness gracious.
Hey, just in case things go like pear-shaped, we need like a code word, something you can say that means it's like weapons hot. We start fucking up everybody in sight, right?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How about rhubarb? That's a good one.
Rhubarb. That's
That
a
doesn't
pretty
come
good...
up a lot in
Rhubarb.
conversation.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
really
It doesn't.
You say rhubarb, we murder everybody in sight, except for you, obviously.
Right. Well, I feel safer already.
Me too.
All right. Is everyone ready?
Yeah. Let's get this over with.
Okay. Well, then let's go. And he turns and just walks deeper into the house, it looks like. He gets about 15, 20 steps and notices you guys haven't quite followed. You're kind of wondering, why is he going deeper into the house if you're supposed to be leaving the house? And he just kind of turns around and goes, "Are you coming?"
Oh, fucking bat cave.
The exit's that way?
The exit
like
we're
points
going to use.
Yes.
The exit we're going to use is this way.
That we tilt and slide down a fire pole.
Okay.
Nothing as amazing as that.
God damn it.
He leads you guys back into kind of a servant's area and like kitchen. You find just a lone door that he kind of pushes open. Leads you guys down a set of well-worn stone steps, eventually curving around kind of a circular staircase, eventually coming into what looks like an underground tunnel with torches regularly lined up on each side of it. And as you kind of look around, there's more staircases leading up at certain intervals. It kind of clicks for at least Finn, because I know Finn, and Garuk. Garuk, you were familiar with networks like this. The both of you, though, this is a servant's tunnel. Essentially, they don't want servants just going around in the upper areas of the house, having to bring in supplies to the manors. So they have an underground network where they can be used for supply deliveries. And as he kind of leads you down through the tunnels a little bit, you can actually see there's a couple wagon loads coming up the tunnel to be delivered at various estates. But he leads you down the farther area. Eventually you coming to what looks like this massive wooden platform just in the middle of the area. Big enough that you could probably fit about 4 wagons on top of it. A couple people just kind of sitting there manning what looked to be a set of chains on each side as Tywin goes and stands on one of them. At this point, Tywin has just his drab brown cloak hood pulled completely up. Gestures for you guys to stand on the platform with him.
I do so.
Yep.
Same.
Yep.
All right. Once everyone is on the platform, the men operating the chains slowly begin to lower you guys down. The process takes about 30 minutes. As you're just slowly, agonizingly being dropped, but slow enough that it's not going to be anything dangerous. I mean, this is obviously something used to haul supplies and things like that, but in a way that doesn't kill everybody and everything involved. So the process takes a little bit, but it's safe at least. Eventually, the platform comes to a stop, and Tywin begins to walk off, and as you guys walk out, passing a set of wooden gates that are opened, you guys are in the residential district of the city. To be precise, you guys are right outside the gates to the hill district. Different gates than you guys normally enter, but gates nonetheless.
File that shit away.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
If you're thinking of trying to sneak into the Estates District via this, just be prepared that most of the people in there are willing to die to prevent any intrusions.
That's fine.
case you were thinking it. And as you guys keep walking, you do notice that around this area there seems to be a very heavy guard presence, both Imperial Guard and Court and Coast Guard.
So I am familiar with this already, correct?
You're aware that there is a secret, like kind of a staff entrance into the Estates District. You weren't aware of how the mechanism worked or anything like that.
Okay. So I would have never known prior to this that we
you didn't know about the elevator. Yeah, you didn't know
Okay.
about the elevator. You just kind of knew like there was a gate that led up into there that people were not supposed to be investigating or trying to break into. So the few times you had to do guard duty in this area was really just a, don't ask what's in there, just discourage anyone from being interested in it.
Gotcha.
So
Cool.
full on club bouncer. Doesn't matter what's happening in there, you're not allowed in.
Nice.
But Tywin does eventually lead you deeper into the city, passing through the municipal ward, eventually getting into the market district. At this point, I'm going to have everyone roll a perception check as you guys are while going through the city, just kind of keeping an eye out for things as per your roles as escorts.
My God. I was with a 4 modifier.
Yep.
Riggs, your stomach's kind of bugging you a little bit from that elevator. It was a little too fast for your liking, and man is not meant to go up and down like that.
I just got my eyes closed.
There's just the faintest feeling of vertigo every time you're trying to keep an eye out. You're just like, oh no.
Fucking
half a mile an hour. You can crawl backwards faster than that.
Yeah, no shit.
But as you guys are keeping an eye out, doesn't appear to be anyone that's noticing you guys. I mean, you've traveled through the city enough. People just kind of, they might look, but then they'll keep to themselves. It's just kind of how things are. You are noticing that there's more and more people out that seem to be doing preparations for the festival that's coming up in a couple of days. So there are at least kind of sanctioned city work groups out doing things, but other than that, not too much attention being paid to you guys, looks like. You eventually make your way through the market district and out into the docks district, eventually coming to stop at... I need to move that marker. This is marker 4 right here. This kind of dingy looking bar reeks of sea salt and fish. And there's kind of a beaten up sign with just letters that look like they've had to be painted at least 5 times in this sign's lifetime that say Port of Call. And those that are local to Corda, you are aware that this is more of a like working men's bar for dock workers and people looking for work, things like that. It's kind of day laborers kind of place. But going in into the bar, you kind of look. There's not a whole lot of people in here at this point. It's, like 8, 9 a.m. at this point, having made your way through the entire city. There's a few people that look like they probably slept in their chair here just in the tavern, like passed out completely drunk. One dude that is bravely eating a plate of oysters in an establishment that probably shouldn't be serving oysters, it looks like. And one kind of beat up guy seems to be running the bar. Blue-skinned, elvish features. Just kind of looks up at you guys. Can I help you? As Tywin walks up, puts down just a handful of 5 copper, says, I'm going to go ahead and post something. Oh, yeah, right. Guy just kind of scrapes the coppers into his palm, into his pocket. Yeah, go right ahead. Tywin walks over to one of the side areas, which you notice one of the walls in this bar is just nothing but job notices posted to this wall. Everything from needing a few people to just haul some stuff off of ships to needing someone to help reorganize storehouses. One enticing offer seems to just be for keeping a couple of sailors company, probably meant for some whores, but a bit of an odd place to put it given the other kinds of work being posted on here. Basically anything that anyone who needs work in the docks district would probably want to see. You do notice that there are multiple offers for hiring crew on ships, looking for experienced hands. Tywin just kind of comes over, pulls out a sealed piece of paper from his pocket, puts it up, and takes what looks like, it's not quite a dagger, but probably a small little, almost like a boot knife, and pins it to the wall. Okay, well, stop number 1 complete. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys are in here, as you're beginning to walk out, go ahead and make another perception check.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, shit.
Rix, that fish smell coming from this bar is not helping that vertigo. And Garuk, as you're kind of laughing at him, you catch a whiff of those oysters that guy over in the corner's eating, and you are just right alongside him. Like, it's distracting enough that your vision kind of flickers for a minute.
Actually gag too. I just go.
Yep. That place,
Ugh.
as you're watching them a little bit, and you're at least keeping down the gag reflex that you have, Taylor, but just barely. Like, this whole place just reeks. This is not a bar you come to get like quality food and liquor at.
No 5-second rule in this place, guys.
No. That's for sure.
And as you kind of look around, Tyler, you see that there's actually a couple puddles of salt water just randomly placed around the floor around here.
What the
Probably
fuck?
really good not to abide by the 5-second rule.
It's like, yeah, no. I mean, at least it's. No, I can't even think of anything good about it.
Yeah. But looking around, the crowd kind of watches. There's one guy that looks like he's just plastered out of his mind that seems to keep his attention, what attention he has anyway, focused on you the entire time that you're in the bar. But probably doesn't recognize what you guys are doing or anything like that. Just more like motion.
Mm.
But
Just kinda like, yeah, just looking around as we're walking out.
yeah, you guys are keeping a pretty good lookout. Your second stop, as Tywin kind of comes up to what looks like a warehouse building, smaller warehouse building, right down the street. No signs or anything on there, just a standard wooden door. Stops and says, "So, I'm going to go inside for a little bit and complete this business transaction. This guy can get a little jumpy. I'd like everyone to stay outside, okay?
Everybody?
Everyone?
I'd like everybody to stay outside." And yeah, Rix and Finn, this kind of irks you a little bit because you do remember Nara saying at no point was he to be left alone.
Right.
What's the building he's going into like?
Looks just kind of a general warehouse, smaller in nature. Don't appear to be any windows on it. There do not appear to be any windows on it. It's not too tall of a building, about 8 feet, 9 feet tall.
Would it be weird to see like a mouse or a rat around those parts, or is it?
You're in the docks district. It is not uncommon. You've already seen several, like all over the place. Because as I'd like to point out to make sure that Matt and Zach are aware, rats are all over the place in the docks areas.
Yep.
It's almost like there are rats on ships all the time.
And monkeys, right? And whatever the hell else.
Monkeys for sure.
Yeah, monkeys for sure. Absolutely.
Hey, she's just giving up those opposable thumbs.
I mean, I've at the very least I've seen a cat open a door. I'm pretty sure a rat could do it too.
That's true.
All right.
Listen, Tywin. I understand where you're coming from here, but we gotta do something here. We can't. You can go in by yourself, but we're gonna have to have somebody posted up somewhere. We gotta at least scout the place out, see if we can keep an eye on you.
I got it. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Rix.
Wow.
Roll 20.
Yeah, roll 28 on your side tonight.
Roll 20. All right.
Tywin just kind of looks at you and goes, "Right. I think I'll be fine. Just stay outside, soldier boy."
Seafood.
Tyler's gonna be like, I'll be around the corner, and then she's gonna go around the corner and wild shape into a rat, and then follow him.
Okay. You wild shape into a rat, and quickly, as he's closing the door behind him, manage to sneak in.
Yeah.
Just kind of crawling over to one of the corners to get a good view of what's happening here. This warehouse is mostly empty. There's a couple boxes in the far end, and what looks like just a table in the middle of this warehouse area as Tywin just kind of walks up to it. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay. I don't know what a rat stealth is. Let me look.
I hope it's better than whatever I would roll.
I have a feeling it's going to be higher than what I rolled, at the very least.
Let me see.
While you're doing that,
I
give
mean,
me
it's
1
got a-
second. Okay.
It says just a +0, which I'm kind of surprised about, but whatever.
Let's see. Rat. Oh, yeah, +0. Okay. So, yeah, just straight d20 roll. Okay. Managed to kind of scurry up to a nice little vantage point. Tywin just kind of looks around, surveying the area. Doesn't seem to notice you at all.
Sweet.
Mainly because you rolled a 3.
Nice.
But you kind of perch up a little bit, just kind of getting close enough to make to this table, because Tywin does seem to be approaching the table, so this is clearly where whatever is going to happen here happens. Just kind of standing around, waiting a little bit as he kind of just vaguely grabs at what looks like a pouch at his waist. Eventually, you hear a door open at the far end of the building, and this lone, kind of hunchbacked-looking man comes in. He looks to be elf in nature, very short elf, almost like 4.5, 5 feet tall. Really just greasy looking. Just pick like the worst kind of person that shouldn't be an elf for all of the reputation that they have for being graceful and majestic. This guy does not fit that at all. This guy looks like a rat and an elf, just incarnate. As he kind of comes up, got various scratches and kind of a patchwork beard on his face. As he comes up, carrying what looks to be this just kind of big wooden case. He kind of sits it down on the table. He looks up. So, you're the one, Tywin? Tywin just kind of nods. I am. Did you bring what we agreed on? Yeah. I brought it. And kind of pulls open the top of this case a little bit. Tywin seems to look inside, checking over things. I like it. And he goes and pulls out what looks to be this weird wood and metal contraption, about a foot in length, with kind of a curved handle leading out to a long, almost like a crossbow barrel. For all intents and purposes, you don't know this, but for player-wise, it's a flintlock pistol. He kind of methodically just kind of messes with this metal part at the top. Kind of points it one-handed over at one of the boxes. Are they loaded? And the elf just kind of looks over. Yes, please don't point it at things. It could go off at any second. Did you have the coin? Tywin just goes and pulls at the pouch on his purse, tosses it over to the man, opens it up, he goes, oh, and he pulls out a bunch of gold coins and then sits there at the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just starts counting coins. Tywin just kind of sits there, patiently waiting, kind of messing with the pistol, looking at the stuff inside of the case. Keeps going. Eventually passes 1,000 mark. Passes the 2,000 mark. And the man seems to end at 2,500. And as he kind of looks up, he has this look on his face. You're shorting me 500 gold. We agreed on 3,000. Tywin looks up and says, we agreed on 2,500, not 3,000. There's 2,500 there because we agreed on it. That's why I brought 2,500. Are you going to honor our deal? Guy just kind of looks around a little bit. We agreed 3,000. Did we? Because I'm pretty sure we agreed 2,500, and you watch as Tywin points the pistol right at the elf.
Cool.
The elf just kind of looks. You kill me with that. Everyone's gonna hear it. Tywin just kind of looks and says, well, we did agree 2,500, and pulls the trigger. You all hear this loud bang noise coming from inside the warehouse. Almost like a small thunder crash.
Tyler
And
just just sits there and watches.
Tyler, you watch as this loud flash of light, a puff of smoke emits from the barrel of this contraption, and the elf just drops to the ground dead. And eventually a small pool of blood begins leaking out from him.
There was no one else in there with him.
There was no one else in there with him.
Do we hear it outside?
All right.
You all heard a a small thunder crash from inside the building.
Is this a noise that
yeah, I just kicked the
all
door
know?
open in Russia.
that we would all know?
None of you recognize this noise at all.
So we
Yeah, no,
never
Like I
heard
said, it just sounds like
go
a
off.
thunderbolt just went off in there. Finn, you kick the door open. As you walk inside, typical warehouse layout in the back. There's a bunch of crates. You see Tywin just kind of standing right by this table, pulling the gun back, holding it skyward, with a large wooden case in front of him, opened at a table. On the other side of the table is a dead body with a large pool of blood forming.
Yeah, I'm de-wild shaping, and I'm gonna say we need to get out of here right now.
Where the hell did you come from?
I was a rat. You're welcome. Come on.
You're right. We need to
Fuck
get this
is
stuff.
that?
We need to get this stuff. We need to get it out of here.
Now we don't recognize the noise, but do we know when we look at it what it is? Do we have
No.
any idea what that is?
Nope.
Okay.
Is this some
You do
kind
not.
of looks like some kind of
What the-
wand?
What is that?
I'll explain later when we're not going to be hunted. Obviously, there's a corpse here. We might want to get this stuff and leave before anyone starts to think about what that noise was. Or at least
Yeah.
to make sure that
How
those
big is
thinking
the
about that
box?
noise. The box itself is about 4 by 2. It's it's a good sized box. Opening it up, you can see that there's 3 of the kind of pistol-like machines that he's holding, and 2 longer versions of it, rifles essentially, along with several horns of powder and a couple packets of ball ammo.
Can I just grab it on my own and just take it and hold it?
The whole case? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll grab it.
Okay. Okay, well, let's back door now. They're going to be coming for the front. And
Yep.
Tywin just kind of leads you guys out to the back
Is
door.
there like a lamp around or anything?
Go ahead and make a quick investigation check.
I'm not like to spend a ton of time, but
I mean,
I'll take a look.
yeah, it's just making sure that you can. Yeah, easily done. You found a lantern. There's a couple of them kind of scattered around.
On our way out the door, I'm gonna grab as many as I can and throw them, smash them on the crates.
Okay. As you do so, you watch as some of the contents immediately begin to light up and catch fire. You get the sense that this is probably going to burn the building down.
Slow them down
Cool.
at least. Shake our ass,
Good at
fellas.
Good at that shit.
I'm noticing a theme here.
Fuck, fire's a good distraction.
It
You're
is.
not wrong. But you guys making your way out, are you guys just like pell-mell getting the hell out of town, or
Fuck
are you
no,
free-
look cool.
Yeah, we're
Alright.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, we're not like sprinting through the street like we just, set a warehouse on fire.
No.
And kill someone.
I'll say one of you make, because everyone's just kind of trying to contribute to this, one of you make a deception check with advantage.
I'm not doing it.
Not me.
Fuck that. Who's charismatic here? Because it ain't me.
I mean, I have a +4, but I don't think it's high.
I've done this stuff before, so
I have a +1, but my rolls are shit, so it's not worth it.
I'll give it a shot. Woof.
Okay. You feel like you're emitting this very cool, chill vibe as you're walking through the streets, trying to avoid the fact that there's now a flaming building a couple blocks away from you.
Holy shit! There's a
And
fire.
People are starting to take notice of it. You do hear Rick's the very familiar sound of the Coast Guard bells as a fire brigade is summoned to put the building out.
Yeah, let everybody know what that is and that we need to beat feet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys eventually make your way out of the docks district, past the market district, and into the residential district, kind of taking stock in a bit of a shaded alleyway, catching your breath from, while not running away, the stressful escape you've now made. As Tywin just kind of takes stock of what happened. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Nope. I'm glad I was in there.
Yeah.
though.
What was that, by the way?
I want to know what that
that
thing
thing not
is.
supposed to happen.
That was
fucking
someone
cool looking
not
wand.
recognize. That was someone not recognizing that we had a deal and was trying to cheat me out of 500 gold. As for, and he pulls out the pistol he has in his hand. As for what these are, this is something I probably shouldn't have. I definitely should not have. But I'm going to put to good use. It's Imperial technology, something new that they've been working on.
Tyler, I want to know what happened in there. What did you just see? What'd this guy do?
Shot him with it. It looked
Was it
something came out.
warranted? You feel like it was warranted? Was he provoked?
I mean, he did get stiffed 500 gold. But other than that, no. I wasn't expecting him to use whatever that thing was.
Well, I wish I didn't have to, but since you apparently saw it, we agree. He and I had a previous agreement, 2,500 gold for everything in that case. You watched him count it out. There was 2,500 there.
I did.
Wait, which case? We didn't leave
Case-
that case back there, did we?
Rick's picked it up.
I've
Okay.
got it.
Ooh,
Yeah, that case.
nice. Oh, whatever. I don't give a shit. I mean, who cares if you did rob him? It's a fucking seedy deal in a fucking dark warehouse.
And to be fair, he won't be missed.
Yeah, I mean, nobody walks through this shit with their eyes closed. Like, that dude knew what he was getting into.
Probably. I mean, he did work for the Imperials, but to be fair,
Oh,
they've
then
been
who gives a
hiring-
shit? Man, definitely fuck him.
Yeah. Anyway. So, I have one last stop, if everyone's comfortable with it.
I mean, do we just have to lug this big giant fucking box around?
How much does this thing weigh?
I mean, it's got a bit of weight to it. You're pretty strong though, so it's not too taxing on you. I mean,
Okay. All right.
one of those things that if you had to carry it for another like 5 hours, it might get really tiring. But I mean,
Okay.
you're taking breaks,
Okay.
like this. I mean, this entire time the case has been sitting on the ground under your guard, so it's not like you're just sitting there holding it.
Yeah. I mean, we're this deep at this point. Let's get this last stop out of
Well, yeah,
the
that's
way.
what I'm
Might as
saying.
well.
Is there something we
Yeah.
need to just carrying this thing around? It's not exactly like.
Nah, I'm fine. I got it.
We'll be all right. The last stop's not too far from here, and then we just have to make it back to the gate. All right. Well, let's go then. And he just starts walking off. As you guys are
Follow.
following, he leads you a bit deeper into the residential district, areas that really only Garuk has kind of seen. Almost, it's not quite slum yet, but it's slum-esque. It's like living on the edge.
Adjacent.
Yeah, it's like living on the edge of the ghetto. Like, you recognize you're heading towards a bad direction, but you're not quite where you need to start rolling up your windows yet.
Streetlights get farther apart.
Exactly. Start seeing some bars on the windows.
So I'm assuming we're not noticing anything sketchy around us. Like, I'm in like high alertness.
Go ahead and roll another perception check as you guys are making your way to your final destination. Looking around, most of the guard, you can still kind of hear the activity off in the distance, of what sounds like a fire brigade and people searching off in the docks. Seems like that's where most of the attention is focused. Where you guys are heading right now, you occasionally do see just, a couple of the Coast Guard kind of patrolling around. You're not too sure if that's because of a heightened state in the docks district or if it's just because of where you guys are. The cops are on a little tense. It's like getting patrol duty in East LA. Like maybe they're just jumpy because it's East LA, but
like nobody appears to be paying like undue attention to us.
No, does not appear to be in the moment. And you get the sense that might have to do with something about burning all the evidence available.
That's what I figured. That's the fucking best part of fire. Any cops that are showing up to look for us are gonna have to keep the fire from spreading. I mean, fires are super dangerous in warehouse districts.
Damn right they are.
But you guys eventually find your way to what looks like a 3-story. This building kind of stands out, and you would not actually, Garuk, you've never even seen this building before, and you kind of grew up in this area of the city. This is a 3-story, almost a nice building. I mean, it's still got a little bit of ramshackleness to it, but not bad for the area. The building's walls are completely seamless. There are windows around, and there's a soft red light emanating from a couple of them. And you can hear, just as you're getting to the door, you can hear laughter on the other side. Female laughter.
Red light district?
Start brushing off my shirt, straighten my cloak out, fix my hair.
Tywin kind of stops at the door and notices you doing that, and just kind of the look on, as everyone's kind of making this assumption of what this place is. We're not here for anything like that. We're here for a business deal, and then we'll be leaving. Okay.
I'm just trying to look nice. I don't know why you gotta go weird about it.
All right. Well, remember, you're on the clock. He opens the door, and as he walks in,
as soon as he turns around, I flip him off.
Doesn't notice. God damn, another 3. That one's going in dice jail.
Let's not be hasty.
But as you guys walk in, there's a soft orange and red light throughout this entire room. This foyer leading up, there's a couple different staircases leading up to the second floor. Some off rooms where you can kind of hear just social mingling, the female laughter you were hearing earlier. As your group walks in and closes the door behind you, you're met with a kind of middle-aged, half-elven woman. She comes up. She is very attractive, despite the age. She kind of comes up. Oh, Tywin, look who's here. And he kind of comes up. They do the kind of noble, kiss on each cheek greeting. Tywin pulls out another pouch of coins and just kind of hands over. Lyra has agreed. As Lyra takes the coin, just kind of looks through. I assume you're good for the money. Sticks it away. And from the back part of her dress, pulls out what looks to be 2 scrolls tied together. Just kind of hands them off before kind of getting a distant look in her eye through one of the front windows.
What?
As you guys turn around and look out the window, you can see you don't see anyone there now. As Lyra just kind of looks. Huh. Were you guys followed here?
Not that we were aware of.
Okay. Probably nothing.
I'll head over to the window and take a peek out.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah, I can go scout if I need to.
Glancing out, you do not see any activity different than what was out there when you were out on the street itself.
I turn around and say, "Looks safe."
Tywin now seems a little on edge. Lyra, are you sure you didn't see wasn't just a trick?
Woo!
How are you?
I was just gonna peek just like everybody else was.
Looking through the front, you do notice one guy kind of just chilling out across the street, just kind of keeping an eye on the front door, it looks like. And just also watching the crowds pass by. Because you rolled a natural 20, you realize that He doesn't seem to be moving. He just seems to be watching everyone as they go by, occasionally checking the door, and at one point makes eye contact with you in the window. We're going back to watching what he's doing. And at one point just kind of does a subtle nod of his head as he looks off to what looks like the left of the building.
All right, I'm like, I'll be right back. Then I'm gonna try to figure out what I should. I'll be a cat again. I'll like go out and then change, but so no one sees me, and then I'll go over.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check, because you've now noticed that there are people out there kind of watching.
All right.
Like, you saying anything? You just peek out the window and turn into a cat.
She just said I'll be right back.
No.
Yeah, you guys
Wait,
heard her
wait.
say, "I'll be right back," and then she
Right.
walked outside.
I am looking up cat stats. Hang on.
It's roll a stealth as a human first, or half elf first.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because since you've noticed you're being watched, you want to make sure that no one notices you shift into a
Right.
cat.
Are you shifting inside or outside?
Yeah, that's also a good question to answer.
I mean, if
All
you're
right,
shifting inside,
hang on. I'm trying to think of what it looks like in here right now.
At that point, I'm gonna look at you and go, I don't think we need to separate right now. What the hell's going on?
I think there's something going on to the left. Hang on. I was just gonna go check it out real quick. So.
Okay, if you're gonna go check it out and you're gonna shift in here, unless you have opposable thumbs, you're not gonna open that door. So you need to tell us what you're doing so you can shift and we can let you out.
Yeah, you have a point. I don't think ahead sometimes.
It's okay.
What? No.
So I mean, what'd you see outside? Like,
What are you seeing out there? Because I didn't see shit. Remember?
yeah, like it seemed fairly clear when we walked up.
All right. Well, there's someone across the road that I made eye contact with because you guys can't notice things apparently. And then
I'll peek out the window too.
he nodded to the left.
So will I.
So I
Let's
was
see
going
shit.
to go investigate.
Taylor, you're able to see with direction from Tyler. There is a dwarf male just kind of lounging up against one of the buildings across the street, watching everybody as they go by. Makes eye contact with you for a second, kind of gives you a glare. Goes back to watching everybody walk down the street.
Turn back in. It's the dwarf across the street.
Did he
Yeah.
see you?
So I'll
see you.
shift. Someone.
He saw both of you.
He did.
Okay, now we're gonna open the door and let the cat out.
Please. Just gonna
Okay.
shift in here.
Okay. You watch as Tyler shifts into a cat form. Lyra, the madam of this house, kind of goes, "Oh, okay, that's different." Tywin also. I mean, Tywin's already kind of seen this act. He's like, "Huh. All right."
Hey, house lady, do you have like a dude posted up across the street? Apparently he's a dwarf.
No, we do not.
Okay, I think we probably should go and wrap our business up fairly quickly while she's peeking around out there. Tywin, why don't you
We're
make with it.
done. We already did the transaction. We just need to leave. But if the
Oh.
front's being watched,
Yeah.
do we need to?
Got a
Do we want to go
way
to the
out.
back door?
Definitely.
Lyra,
on
there's
the
a back door, right? Lyra just like, yeah, there's a back door. Do you want to wait for your friend or?
Yeah, I'll see what she says, but
Did
So.
she leave already?
Yes, Tyler is now outside.
Okay.
Tyler, go ahead and roll a stealth check as a cat, as you're trying to make yourself seem unassuming. 21. Okay. You're very cat-like. You're just kind of slinking around, chilling underneath stuff, trying to make sure you're not getting stepped on. What are you looking for? What are you doing in particular?
I'm checking around to see where that guy was kind of nodding his head.
Okay. It looks like he was nodding his head to the left of the building, so you're kind of heading over there. It leads kind of into an alleyway. There's a couple branching off paths. As you start going down that alleyway, you see what appears to be a human male in kind of rough armor and a sword at his hip. Just kind of like
Okay.
chilling around in that alleyway, looking towards where, towards the back of the building, it looks like.
Okay.
And as you're just checking him out a little bit, he doesn't seem to notice your presence. However, you do notice on the building he's leaning up against, up on the roof, there also looks like there is another human kind of crouched up there with what looks like a small crossbow.
All right. And was the group waiting for me before they decided to go out the back, or are they just going out?
You do not know this.
Okay.
So
I'll head back towards the front.
Okay.
I'm kind of hurrying there.
Okay, you're a cat at the front door. What are you doing?
I'll hop up like on the windowsill.
Okay. You guys quickly see Tyler's cat form kind of up on the windowsill, like kind of nudging her head up against the window, pointing at the door.
I'll let her in.
I'll use awaken mind to talk to her while she's a cat. What'd you see?
There's two men in the back, around the left side. One has a
Two guys around the
crossbow.
left.
One has a crossbow and one has a sword, and they're waiting.
Just two of them?
That's all I saw.
Oh, they are going to regret not coming heavier.
We don't know if there's more. I'll open the door and let her back in.
She'll come in and change back. Okay, so what's the plan?
You said they're on the side?
They're looking towards the back. They're expecting us in the back.
Yeah,
Sounds like we need to go out the front then.
That is what it seems.
So do you think this... So the dude across the street, like, nodded at him? Like, was he tipping you off?
I think so. That's what it seemed like.
So he doesn't seem like he's part of that.
Go ahead and roll an insight check, Tyler.
It's probably
Alright.
a lookout.
Based on the way that he was dressed and the kind of nod, you don't think that they're on the same, that he's on your side. It looked more like he was acknowledging someone watching him.
Hmm.
Like maybe, yeah, you think Taylor's probably right. It seems like he was tipping off a friend of his, not you.
Alright. Yeah, Tyler's right.
Okay, so there's three of them. So if we go out the front, I mean, we're going to have the same thing, except
How
we're in
busy
front of
is
the
it
house.
out front?
What's
How
the
much
back
foot
look
traffic
like? Is
is
it like
there?
an alley? Are we talking like a courtyard here? Is this something like out of prying eyes?
As you kind of look through at the back window on the back door itself, looks like there's a small little courtyard area that splits off into a couple different ways to get around the building. There's a small alleyway to the immediate north. So when you come out of the back door, go left, there's a small alleyway there.
Okay.
When you go right, there's a bigger alleyway that continues down south, but it also branches off to the west, which is the right side of the building. There's also, if you were to head straight from the back door, you'd eventually find another small alleyway. This whole area is just kind of a maze of alleyways, but there's a few bigger ones and a few small ones in your immediate vicinity.
And this is... how about the front? Is that the same what you're saying? Like, how much foot traffic is in the front? How busy is it?
There's a little bit of foot traffic, not a whole lot. It's not going to be, sneaking into a massive crowd like Assassin's Creed style or anything like that. There's kind of just scattered activity. A couple people here and there walking around, mostly empty for the most part.
Okay.
So we should probably go out the back, even if they're expecting us, because we're going to have to fight these dudes anyway.
We're
But
gonna
out
get a
front, there's
crossbow
lot more
fired at
prying
us.
eyes. Oh, is he like looking right down at the door?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, they're waiting for us out back.
And it's possible that there's more out back waiting for us
Yeah.
that we haven't seen.
I just
and
hurried
we
back,
got-
yeah.
Yeah, she's got the jump on them. I mean, we let the cat out. The cat came back in. They don't know that, essentially there's
Spot.
a guard out front, and that's it.
It's a spot of a chimney? Greek, you can shimmy up the chimney.
There is, in
Ambush.
fact, a chimney.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Oh god.
You do notice that right now there is a fire going in the chimney, but there is, in fact, a chimney.
Well,
So you said there's fire going.
Yeah, at the moment there is a fire going. Lyra just kind of looks at you guys talking about things. I mean, we could always put the fire out if you really wanted to do that.
I mean, it's gonna take. It's not gonna get it to cool off.
Down. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, if
Tyler, you have a good point on that crossbowman, right? You know exactly where he is, or she.
Unless he moved, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if we have to do this, does anybody have a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Okay. If
You have a ranger.
Yeah, ranger.
Okay. If we've got the jump on him, we can kick that door open, and you can shoot an arrow up there. I guess. I don't know. And get the jump. I mean, that'd be the only way to get the jump on him, because we're going to be worried about that guy with the crossbow, and that's about it. Of course, we don't know who else is back there.
There's also an option, if we have the time, that you could somebody could sneak out the front door. Well, not really sneak, but get out the front door, get over to that guy, and take out their lookout.
There we go. I like that too.
You might be able to hit him from. I mean, never mind. There's foot traffic.
That's what I'm saying. Just somebody get up close to him and distract him, or just kill him.
It sounds like the lookout already gave the nod, though. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but if he lets them know again that we're finally coming out, then they'll open up and take their shots. But if we take out their lookout, they may not exactly know what's going on. Just saying, it's an option.
A good idea.
I'm in favor of the front door.
I don't hate the front door at all. Sounds like the safest idea at this. Or we can light the place on fire.
Maybe not.
Do you think I don't know where all the lamps are in this room?
Oh God.
Tyler's going, please don't.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
probably
make
not the
enemies
best idea
today.
to light another place on fire.
I mean, still it works.
Yeah, but she's right here. And I don't think she'd like that.
I'm not the one that brought it up. I'm talking about it. Like
I'm
we're in
just
an
saying.
empty room. All right, well, so, I mean, it's back or front. I mean, the dude with the crossbow's out back, but he's going to be out front pretty shortly. I mean, we don't have to. I guess we still have this. Do you still have this big crate of guns or
I've got
boomsticks?
I've got this big crate. We have to take care of this crate, and at this point,
So we're not going to be able to like haul ass through town carrying this big ass crate.
Yeah, Tywin's here with us. Can we ask Tywin?
Yeah.
Front or back? As far as front or back goes, I mean, if shit wouldn't have gone down at this point, either way, do you know where we're going? You know how you're going to get us out of here, right?
Yeah, same way we came in.
Front?
Same. Yeah, we leave here and we get back into the estates district. We're done after this. I mean, we're done. We just have to get back to the estate.
Okay.
If you're wanting me to make a call about which door we
how much foot traffic was out front? Like a lot of people?
It was light whenever I checked.
Light foot
Fuck
traffic.
it.
Yeah.
Let's just walk the fuck out.
I agree. It's better than walking into a crossbow and taking the risk that.
I mean, Taylor could always take him out.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, but you have to get out first.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's open the door.
Okay, and you guys step outside.
Tywin, stay in the middle of the group, please.
Already on it, and he is in fact in the middle of all of you guys.
No.
Okay.
As you guys walk out into the street, nothing seems to happen.
I'm
The
watching
guy,
that dwarf.
Good lord.
the guy across the street looks confused at you guys, and then just walks off.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well, let's get moving.
We'll
Yes,
probably
quickly.
follow us.
Quickly.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys quickly start heading north, and I get rid of my battle map.
That's funny.
But you guys quickly start heading north through the residential district. Go ahead and I'm going to have everyone roll another perception check. Keep watch.
This is going to go good for a few of us.
Yes.
Oof.
Wow, I actually called that accurate.
You did actually.
Wow,
Phew.
rolled a 3.
I rolled a 2.
Keeping an eye out.
I rolled a
As
3.
you guys are kind of going, you get the feeling that you were being followed for a little bit, and at one point you do kind of like one of you, Ricks, you kind of stop and you turn, and you don't seem to see anybody. As you keep going, you stop and turn and check it again. Still don't see anybody. As you keep going, that feeling kind of fades away. You get the sense that you kind of caught on to their game, and because of that, they just kind of buggered off. Like they realized they no longer had the element of surprise on their side.
Yeah, we're good.
All
Keep
right.
on going.
But you continue heading north towards the Hill District, eventually making your way up to the service entrance and being admitted after Tywin talks with one of the guards there and they recognize him. Back onto the platform. And at 30 minutes later, as the platform has now risen again, walking up to the service entrance into the Brendish house, Tywin kind of stops you and says, "Okay, well, I will take the case, please."
I'm not gonna fight with him. I'll hand it over.
Okay. He takes the case. He says, "If you'd like to come inside and talk with Narus, and settle your accounts, I believe our business is concluded."
Great.
Sounds good.
Do it.
Perfect. And he walks up the staircase, leading you guys up. As you make it into the servants' area and the kitchen area of the estate, Tywin kind of calls out, "Narus, please pay them. They did excellent." And just kind of walks off. Narus eventually comes up to you guys. "So, you managed to keep Lord Tywin alive, I see, and were there any real difficulties?"
Mm,
I'd rather keep that between us.
No, not really. I mean, he's still alive.
That
Love
is
is
very
the
true.
word.
That is very true. Well, in that case, he pulls out a very ornate and folded piece of paper, hands it to you, and one of you looks it over. It is a letter of credit that can be cashed at the municipal building by the court and treasury, authorizing you guys to withdraw 2,000 pieces of gold as payment for services rendered.
I thought it was 15.
Well, you managed to keep him alive, and Tywin said to pay you a little extra for any difficulties that may have been incurred. So I trust that your discretion will be maintained, and as promised, I will also send word down to the municipal building to add to your reputation.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So,
We'll do that shit every day if you want us to.
well, hopefully this lasts a bit while. Circumstances of this were a bit rushed, hence why we needed it discreet. But House Brendish thanks you for your service and your discretion.
Anytime.
yeah. Great.
All right, and he escorts you to the front door.
All right.
Okay. As you guys make your way out of the estate back into just the estate's district, once again noticing far down the lane what looks like kind of a construction site guarded by Imperial Guard. But heading down once again on your own. Free to do what you want.
All right.
You guys want to go cash out or
Yes,
hold
I was
on to
just about
this?
to say.
We'll do that right now?
I would like money. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go cash out.
Absolutely.
We can entertain Molly after that, and if all else fails, we can hit up that I better ask. The port of call, getting there, is it too big of an issue? If we ever want to, not as far as traveling goes.
No. Port of call, if you're looking on the map, it's that number marked 4.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, it's not too far from where you guys are staying. It's just over in the docks district.
Okay,
and
that was where there were jobs
and-
posted there too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. You kind of remember looking over it. Most of them jobs for sailors as opposed to work for you guys.
Okay, gotcha.
But I mean, you at your discretion are more than welcome to go look.
Okay, well, let's go.
But-
Let's go cash out initially.
Okay.
Unless anybody.
Yeah.
Again, making your way down through the hill district. If there's any stops you'd like to make while here.
Nah.
Going once. Going
Nope.
twice.
Oh, I need to go rainbow dye my goatee. I'm just kidding.
But you make your way down out of the hill district, eventually walking to the municipal building itself. By this point, it's like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. But as you go in, the always present Raquel is there at the front desk. Oh, well. Hey there, Wolfpack. What can I help you with?
Gotta cash out.
Oh, do you now? Can I give
Yeah.
a writ?
Do you?
Okay.
And-
You hand over the letter of credit. She opens it up and just kind of looks at it, and then her jaw just drops like, oh my. Wow.
Yeah.
That's... Whoo, boy.
Yeah.
So who's buying the first round, eh? I will be right back. I will go run this up to the treasury and have someone bring down your payment.
Great.
And she kind of steps away, heading up one of the staircases in the back of the building, following up to the second floor. She's gone for about 5-10 minutes. Eventually walks back with what looks like a gnome in tow. Although you can barely see this gnome because he's carrying a giant chest of coin. As she kind of walks up, takes the chest, barely able to lift it onto the table. Thanks, Titus. And the gnome just kind of walks off, grumbling at the fact that he just had to carry something that weighed more than he did.
I was about to say something like that. Like, really, a gnome
Yes.
carrying a heavy ass chest.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Titus.
But she opens up the lid, and a few people are kind of noticing, like, oh man, that's a lot of gold. There is, right there in front of you, this chest of 2,000 gold coins.
Oh, it's like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, do you have like big bills? Like, I'm not trying to make it rain.
Do you want to make it exchange it for platinum? We can do it in exchange for platinum.
Yeah, let's do that. Like half a platinum, or like 3/4 of it. How much like walking around money you guys need? Like, I'm kind of flush.
Well,
Platinum would be
if
better.
you're all splitting it evenly, that's 400 gold each. So, I guess dealer's choice on what you want.
I mean, I would like. I mean, platinum is fine, but I don't want to. I feel like that would be a little too flash.
You mean less flashy than a 40-pound gigantic goddamn sack of gold?
I mean, we'd split it up.
Okay, so a 10-pound sack of gold.
Yeah, 10 pounds sack of gold.
To hauling around 10 pounds is
Well, really an 8-pound sack of gold, but it's the same idea.
very.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I rounded up.
I mean, it could be worse, but that's a little cumbersome at some point.
Yeah, I'll take mine
mean-
platinum. So you can give me 400 of that and a small stack.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I guess
Alright.
Titus!
Same-
I think we have an enemy today.
Eventually, the little gnome comes back down. You get a better look at him this time now that he doesn't have a chest the size of him covering most of his body. He's literally just all like beard and hat. Like you barely can see a face in there. What? How much of this are we exchanging for platinum? So all of his. Who
All
else is doing
mine.
platinum?
That's
So
I'll
Alright,
take
I'll go
I'll
platinum.
take all mine in platinum.
That's 1,200
take 100 in gold and 30 in platinum.
She counts out 100 in gold. Okay, so that's 1,500. And looks at you, Garuk.
All platinum.
All platinum? Okay. So hands the chest, barely able to lift it off the table again, hands it to Titus, who just kind of holds it, struggling a little bit. I need all of that converted to platinum, please. He starts waddling off up the stairs.
You need some help with that?
Sorry.
He doesn't even respond. He just kind of waddles up. About 5 minutes later, comes back with a smaller chest of gold. And in this is 190 platinum.
Nice.
To be divided as one person getting 30. I think that was Joe. You said you wanted
100 in gold.
Yeah, so you're getting 30 platinum, and the rest of you now have 40 platinum.
Don't mind if I do.
But with that, Raquel hands the now empty chest off to Titus, who takes it up. Much easier now. And says, well, you guys are flush with coin now. Anything else I can help you with?
Unless you have any more jobs, no.
Oh yeah, who put the deposit down for our hill pass?
Oh, that's right. You guys all get that back now. And pulls out, would have been 25 gold.
I can't remember. Did somebody just cover it, or did we split it?
Did.
I think Tyler did.
Yeah, I think I did too, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
you now have an additional 25 gold as you get that back.
Woo.
There weren't any complaints about you guys, so no deductions. There you go.
Great. No more jobs yet?
Not yet. Not that I've heard. If anything
Alright.
comes through, I'll see if I can send you word, or you can pop by. We try to keep the board updated out there, but
Cool.
yeah, most people are kind of trying to keep things calm, at least until the Seacrest Festival's over.
Oh yeah, time to party.
Yeah, a couple more days, and then everyone gets to cut loose for a little bit.
Good. Well, let's stick around.
I hope so. You guys will have some fun. I don't know how many of you. I think, well, Rick's obviously you're from here. You've been to the Seacrest, but I don't know if any of you are from Court of the Seacrest. Is usually pretty fun.
It's okay.
Well, Seacrest.
You're just saying that. You're just saying that because you had to work them.
Yeah. Ryan Seacrest. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, maybe you'll have more fun.
I was waiting to see how
being
long
part of
it was going to be until someone made that joke.
Maybe you'll have more fun this year. Who knows? Because I definitely want to check it out.
Oh, it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of drinking, a lot of games all over the place, a few contests.
Yeah, festivals are usually pretty fun.
You know, when the DM can come up with stuff to do on them.
You know.
That doesn't involve just fight something in a ring.
Do the sandbag toss.
Alright, well, we're off to now, lads.
Well, if there's no jobs or anything posted, we could go check out Molly. So
Yeah.
what do you guys want to do?
Did
Or in
he?
case anybody wants
He
to
didn't give
spend
me
any
like a
money we
specific
just earned.
time, right?
No, he said just
Like-
come by whenever.
Just whenever, like not like daytime or nighttime.
His
right?
exact words were, "Take your time. I have plenty of things and people to do."
Sweet. Okay.
And drugs.
And drugs.
And drugs.
Yeah, He said he had plenty of things to do, like drugs and people. Excuse me, those were my his exact words. So
Excellent.
yeah, that's the noises he'll be making.
Oh God. Okay.
If we're gonna do that, oh man, this is terrible. We have to go back into the hill estates, don't we?
No,
No.
I thought that we did.
nope.
Where's the place at?
Did you? That's a good question, Taylor. Did you tell them?
I did say the name.
Court and Craps. Okay, so yeah, both the two locals both know.
Oh, that's not in the Hill Estates, is it?
No, that's in the market.
Oh, okay, okay.
That, in fact, since you guys have passed by this place like 1,000 times, if I can get the damn thing. Oh, I think it's already on there. Okay, Court and Crafts is right up the street from where you guys are staying.
No, that's handy.
Oh, so, wait, there. What the hell? Oh, hold on. That might help. There we go. That's what I'm wanting.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Number 2.
Ah. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, what was that?
So,
is that where the youths were?
What's that?
Which one?
Either. One of you.
Go ahead, Zach.
Oh.
Zach was asking about the youths.
The youths, is that where we're going? Is that where we were? It rings a bell. My notes are a mess.
The youth. Oh, like the orphans?
The two youths.
Yeah. The youths.
Youths.
I thought that's where we were at that one.
You guys were. Whenever you were talking with the orphans, you were around like the docks. You were not too far from there, but mainly the docks district.
Okay.
So like just north of there. You passed by it on the way to go find them.
Okay.
Okay, now Matt.
There was what was the name of that enchantment shop where that dude that we found outside of the swamp village that we let go?
Misty All's Mysteries?
Yes. I wonder if that dude showed up yet. I'm flush with cash. I'm gonna go find out.
Yeah, I'll tag along.
Okay. Anyone else going with him, or are you guys just branching off?
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys start heading to Misty All's Mysteries of Magic, I'm going to say let's take a quick little 5-10 minute break. Mainly because I really want to use the bathroom.
Cool.
Yep. Everyone do a bio break, grab a drink.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay.
I love this new headset. It's so much more comfortable.
Right?
It would be. Yeah. From the pictures, it looks like it.
That's how I feel about mine. It's wonderful.
I mean,
I lucked out and got one for free.
Yeah, I still don't know how you swindled Josh into doing that.
I just posted in the chat that if anybody was willing to take up a collection to chip in and get me a new headset, that would be amazing. And Josh worked it to where he ordered it from work. And since he works at Best Buy, he got a decent discount.
Nice.
And I believe the discount that Best Buy employees get are the price of the cost that the store actually buys the item for, plus 10%.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, nice $50 headset for probably not that much for him.
I mean, that's better than Walmart's discount.
Yeah.
The only downside is it's a little weird because now the microphone plays through my speakers, so I hear myself. So it's just a little weird. But I mean, it records perfectly fine. It's just weird hearing, like, anytime I bump the microphone, I hear what anybody else would have heard if I had the button down.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to. Mine does that too.
Yeah, definitely not used to it yet. But I mean, I'll live. The microphone works. It's great. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm glad mine isn't like broken. I'm glad it's just settings and drivers and things to go. It's a lot easier to fix software.
Oh,
yes.
agreed.
Yes, it is.
I'm keeping my other headset around just in case as an emergency backup, but hopefully I won't have to worry about it. It'll work great as long as I don't, turn my head for as many hours as I'm recording. Or bump the wire, or, move. Still with the creepy atmosphere music.
Oh yeah, I suppose I should probably change that now.
I've gotten used to it, so I don't mean...
Yeah, you would.
I mean, it's better than silence, I will say that.
I think I have it turned down a lot because I can barely hear anything. So.
Oh god, no. That should never exist.
I'm back.
All right, so we're just waiting on Matt.
My daughter's at his house. She'd probably fucking lit something on fire. It's hard to tell.
Noticed a fire theme with this group.
Okay, so that, yeah, it's a bit of a running joke because that was what we did in Matt's game last week. Or not last week, but before that.
I'm not surprised.
Corey, it took us like 30 minutes to finally decide to light this bitch on fire.
We debated like 30 minutes about how to get on, like, cause a distraction to get the guards away from the ship we were trying to infiltrate. And then there was...
We had a flask of...
alchemist fire.
What's it called? Yeah.
So we kept running through different ideas, and then we ran through different animals that our druid could shapeshift into. I was leaning towards rat, because, you know, it's something that would not be... It would be seen on a ship a lot.
Ashley's too fucking bougie to be a rat.
Yeah, her response 100% was, "I'm not being a fucking rat."
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a rat.
Like, no.
It's a standing directive that if her character ever has her face heavily scarred, she will just kill herself and make a new character.
Oh my god.
Goodness gracious.
What?
Great Balls Alchemist fire.
Oh, dude, Corey, you heard... Were you there? Did they tell the horse barn fire story from another one of my games?
I don't think so.
Oh god.
Oh my god. So they were going to meet somebody, and they needed to cause a distraction. So somebody was like, set the barn on fire. But then somebody's like, no, but there's horses in the barn. We can't just set it on fire. They'll all die. It was like, all right, well, what if we sneak into the barn and we'll get the horses out, and then we'll set it on fire. And while they're doing that, my buddy Andy looked at me. He says, I already set the barn on fire. I mean, they spent probably 10 minutes debating how they were going to not kill the horse. He's like, oh, dude, yeah, I just set the barn on fire. It's done.
Who was it? Voltmer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, no, it's ablaze right now.
Oh man.
God, yeah, no. Yeah, the fire thing is a recurring theme, though. We apparently just every time set something on fire, it usually solves the problem.
Fire makes a good distraction.
Which you guys did solve the problem there, because had the guard found that body, the city would have been on high alert. Instead, they found a pile of meat.
You're welcome, everybody.
Tasty.
Although no one thought to grab the 2,500 gold that was just sitting there on the counter, so...
Well, there's
That's what I asked
only
about.
one person that knew about it.
I thought he did get that.
Mm-mm.
Oh. Yeah, way to fuck that up, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Not to
There
name
was
names.
also the NPC.
Well, yeah, of course not gonna help us out. Like you're
No, fuck no.
part of the party.
That was a perfect moment for you to just literally enrich yourselves.
She doesn't do this, guys.
Oh well, you didn't mention the
Technically,
big
none of
pile
us
money.
outside knew about it, so...
Well, that's what I was asking about. Like, I was asking if he grabbed the cash when they were talking about like who got shorted.
Oh yeah, no one grabbed the cash, because Tywin's whole thing was that he did show up there with the amount that he'd agreed upon. So, and then immediately shot someone. Was like, oh shit, we need to leave. Like,
Oh,
oops.
so fuck all I did was I just grabbed the crate with the boom machines.
Mm-hmm.
My question is,
Yeah,
that dice
the
roll that you
weapons.
had, that I know I heard right before you shot him, was that the dice roll to decide whether or not to shoot him?
That had
Shoot.
to be.
It was.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. No, I had it written in there. 10 or higher, he was going to let it go and try to talk him out of it. Anything lower than that, he was just going to blast him. And it was a 2. So
That's how we're rolling tonight. So
that is how it's going. So, but with that, we'll go ahead and jump back in. So, after becoming suddenly enriched after your job, you guys all make your way down to Mistial's Mysteries of Magic in the Market District. You've been in here once before. It's kind of a really dark building. Well, the building itself is really small. Just kind of some like copper-colored wood and enchantments and stuff on there make it look kind of snazzy. Entering inside, though, the whole place is kind of dark, dim light, lit occasionally by orange mage light, just kind of scattered throughout the room. That they seem to only get brighter whenever you get closer to the light to inspect stuff. But various pieces of enchanted equipment all over the place, and the very snake-like proprietor behind the main counter of the shop. Welcome to Mystials. How can I help you?
I'm just looking. Thank you.
Let me know if I can help you.
Do we like see anything sitting around?
Oh yeah,
Or,
you see, you see tons of shit.
all right.
Yeah. So there is, glancing through a couple. There's one little section that looks like has a couple different cloaks hung up for inspection. One of which, all of the, and you notice going through this, all of these items have either a placard next to it with what the item is, or it has a tag on it with the item and the price as well. First one you kind of see as you get a little bit closer, this cloak shimmers a little bit, but it looks like a pretty solid cloak, and you look at the tag on it. It says it's a cloak of protection for 500 gold. A little farther down, you end up finding a pair of boots that almost kind of seem to blend in with their surroundings around there. Tag on them says boots of elven kind, 350 gold.
Ooh.
You find what looks like a selection of rings. All of them seem to be labeled the same thing, though. They are rings of water breathing, 300 gold. Looks like there is a case with various scrolls kind of tucked inside there. It says scrolls or spell scrolls available, various prices. And it looks like this one's actually locked with a little key and everything. He probably need to talk to the proprietor about that. You do find what looks almost like a small little copper tiara that seems to just float ever so slightly off of its little mooring that it's on. A little placard right next to it says Circlet of the Floating Disc, 750 gold. Going through some of the other areas, you do see a few much more cost-effective things. You find a Cloak of Many Fashions for 50 gold. You find a large rack of what looks like potions, including several different kinds of healing potion. One potion of flying for 300 gold. A potion of psychic resistance for 75 gold. A potion of mental fortitude for 300 gold. And what looks like small bundles of arrows that all seem to have like a red painted tip. That little placard right next to it says Arrows of Fire, 15 gold each, or 5 for 50. And it looks like there's 10 available.
Wouldn't mind getting those arrows.
Okay. Yeah, you should.
I will.
Okay. How many are you buying?
How many were available?
There were 10 available.
And what was it? 5 for 50?
They were, 5 for 50.
I'll buy all 10.
Okay, that'll be 100 gold.
Sounds good.
Okay. You now have 10 Arrows of Fire. They do an additional 1d6 fire damage. I don't think they're in roll 20 or anything like that, so just write that down somewhere.
I will.
Question: when my boots of if I bought the boots of elven kind, would they correspond with wild shape?
That's a good question. I don't know if the enchantments still work. While you're in wild shape form, I will look that up and I will get back to you.
Okay.
For now,
So
I'd rule depending on the animal, maybe.
Okay.
It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help like a bear, like give you. You're not gonna be able to
Right.
something like that. But
I just meant like a cat or a rat since I've been doing that a lot.
we'll say 50-50. Yeah, if you pick something small, then yeah, I would.
All right.
I might change that later, but I'll let you know. I'll have to look that up.
Okay.
You said there was a cloak of protection.
There is, yes, there's a cloak of protection for 500 gold.
I'll buy the boots.
Okay, 350 gold.
Yeah.
Boots of Elvenkind. I think that's one that you can actually just drag and drop from the compendium.
Okay.
And as a reminder, I think it's, what, advantage on stealth checks? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
What damage was the fire arrows?
1d6 fire. On hit. It's important. So you won't lose the enchantment if it doesn't hit the target.
Nice.
I'm being generous this time.
For right now, I have it on my D&D Beyond character sheet.
There you go. Anyone else getting anything?
What's that fucking dude's name that was supposed to be coming here to work? I wrote it down, but I can't find it where I did.
Let me see, because I have it written somewhere, I'm sure. Warren Jancott was the guy's name.
Nice.
And as you inquire with the proprietor, Mistial, he is still not arrived yet. It is, from what I understand, quite a trek from Marshtown up here by land.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And you gather, trying to do the math in your head and everything, he's still got 2-3 days, somewhere in that window when he'd be arriving. Depending on how fast he walked. He was a gnome after all.
Cool.
But anything else?
How much are the healing potions?
I have a potion of healing for 50 gold, or I have 1 potion of greater healing for 200.
You just got one of those regular potion healings?
I have 3 regular potions.
I'll take 2 of those.
That'll be 100 gold.
You take platinum?
I do.
Alright.
Alright, that'll be 10 platinum.
I'll buy
Yep.
that other small potion.
Okay, 50 gold from you as well. Anything else?
I'm done shopping.
Yeah, I'm gonna save. I'm good.
Okay, well, if no one else has anything then, you guys depart Mistial's Mysteries of Magic. Where to next?
I mean, do we just want to go and get it over with, or? Or do you want to look around more?
We can.
Alright, so you guys are heading up to Court and Crafts then?
Unless anybody else has a better idea.
Doesn't sound like it.
And I
No.
couldn't hear
No,
over
you're good.
everybody's responses.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Alright.
You guys depart Mistial's Mysteries of Magic, walking by the Quenched Cutlass and eventually the Captain's Cabin. Making your way northwest in the Market District, eventually coming to Court and Crafts. You've passed by the building a couple times, and the two of you that are locals are kind of aware. It's really just kind of like an artsy shop, like a place you buy like homemade jewelry and decor, stuff like that. Maybe a nice rug. The outside of it, it's really kind of unassuming. There's a bay window with curtains pulled across it, so you can't really see inside. The sign itself is actually very well carved, with very well done paint all on it, and it says Court and Crafts on there. The door looks like there is an open sign outside of the door. It says it is open. You guys enter.
Let's go in.
Yeah.
Okay. Opening the door and looking inside, first thing you guys do see, it is literally just... There is tiny little baubles and just pieces of art, all of it looking like it's local, kind of small sourced stuff. Various weavings, tapestries, different kinds of curtains, rugs, throw pillows, little pieces of furniture, just literally anything that someone can make with their hands for someone else to buy. Looks like it ended up in the store somehow. It is just kind of a hodgepodge of random arts and crafts stuff. Behind the counter, as you guys come in, is just the sweetest looking little old lady, probably about 60, 70 years old, just this big wide smile on her face, kind of half closed eyes. You're not sure if it's just from her age or if she's tired or something. She just kind of looks at you guys. Oh, welcome, dearies. What are you shopping for, business or pleasure?
Always pleasure. Pleasure's my business.
Oh, I see. And she reaches underneath the counter, and you guys hear a noise as a trap door in the back part of the store now pops open.
Cool.
Go on down.
Tyler goes.
I'll follow Tyler.
I follow.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Going over to the trapdoor. It is just a simple wooden trapdoor that's completely popped open, revealing a set of stone stairs leading downwards. No light throughout this whole staircase, so those of you who can't see in the dark are not able to. But the rest of you can. So leading the way down in there, you go about 15, 20 feet. You get the feeling that you're pretty far underground at this point, before eventually it levels out into kind of a chamber with just 2 torches in the chamber. Enough room for you guys and enough room for the 3 other individuals at the other end of this chamber, all 3 of which are Goliath. The elves from Elvenon in this party recognize what these beings are. They are literally 8 or 9 feet tall. Massive gray-skinned individuals just kind of looking around. Various tattoos carved into the skin as they kind of look over at you guys. Kind of giving you a gruff look. They don't say a word as you guys approach. Eventually, as you get closer and closer, one of them just raises his hand to stop you. What do you want?
To be the chaos.
He goes, and behind one of the Goliaths, pulls open a small box and pulls out 5 of the what look like little just pieces of red rope. Goes, stick out your right arm.
Yes, sir.
All of you.
I do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, and on each of your right wrists ties this red piece of rope before knocking twice on a piece of stone right behind him. You watch as the stone just kind of shimmers away, revealing a completely pitch black tunnel behind him. Stands to the side. Have fun in the den.
Is it still like pitch dark down here?
There's 2 torches in this chamber, so you're able to see everything. It's kind of dim light, but Finn, you're just kind of looking around. You've only ever seen 1 or 2 Goliath, but it's still kind of freaking you out a little bit that there's 3 of them in a small underground chamber with you guys.
Cool.
But he gestures you to go into the darkened tunnel.
Yeah, she just goes.
Okay. As you start going through the tunnel, those of you with dark vision, Finn, obviously everything just starts getting dark the farther you get into this tunnel. Those of you with dark vision notice, though, that your dark vision doesn't seem to work. It starts getting pitch black for you guys as well.
Oh.
Eventually, as you continue walking, try to remember here, so Tyler would recognize it and Finn would recognize it. As you continue walking, you eventually just feel this soft wave pass over the boat, all of you, but the 2 of you that are able to recognize it. You feel as though you just passed through some kind of magical energy. You're not sure what that energy was or what it means, but definitely there was just a wave of magic that washed over you guys.
She just glances at Finn and then continues.
I just kept staring straight ahead because it's dark as shit. I can't see anything.
Yeah, and you do, and those of you, Tyler, you do notice. The rest of you, your dark vision eventually comes back, Tyler, you notice that as soon as you pass through that like magical wave, your dark vision comes back.
Huh.
But you're now able to see, and you continue walking down this tunnel. And as you keep walking, you start hearing just soft echoes of music. Loud, kind of almost just deep thrumming bass music. If I can find the one I picked. There we go.
All right.
As you start going through this area, deeper and deeper into the tunnel, you eventually start seeing flashing lights as well. Different colors, everything from red and green and blue and purple and orange and yellow back to white. As you continue walking, you eventually enter into, for Garuk and Finn, a familiar area. Deep, lush carpets on all parts of the floor, various little alcoves separated by either curtains or just nothing at all, revealing people scattered around in just sapphic bliss. A few people screwing over in one corner, another group of people over here just enjoying what looks like a keg of something as they're all just pulling off taps of it, drinking themselves silly. Another group of people appear to be smoking some kind of, possibly a narcotic, over in another corner. You guys have arrived at the Den of Delights.
Oh, this is my kind of place.
I'm super uncomfortable.
Well, as you guys are kind of just taking in the sights and scenes of everything, you do notice multiple people, various parts of their bodies tattooed with the, now you are able to recognize it, a saber with a curled horn wrapped around it. It's the tattoo you had found on the dead gnome in the sewers that the Rat King had identified to you as the symbol of Mollyhawk. You do see a few other people that are also wearing the red rope bracelets as well. These people don't seem to be participating as much as those with the tattoos, but a few of them are doing as they please. Everyone just seems to be enjoying themselves. You do see off in one of the smaller alcoves what looks to be a fist fight breaking out between a man and a woman, with a few people just kind of cheering on a little bit, drunk out of their minds. No one seems to be paying any attention to the fact that there's a fight going on, though. Probably a normal occurrence. You do notice there's also a farther, another chamber or tunnel leading to what looks like a secondary chamber. You're not sure where the music's coming from either, but it's loud and just thrumming throughout you guys.
All right. Just getting more used to the party scene. And there's no sign of him anywhere?
No, but Finn and Garuk, you do remember that when you were viewing the vision of him, he tended to stay in the very, very back of the den, in the second chamber. Where you
Yeah,
had
he's
kind of
probably back there.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Way in the back.
We should probably wait to party afterwards, huh?
Probably. You may want to keep your wits about yourself at this point. Just a suggestion. You don't have to.
At
No,
this
I
point,
agree.
At this point, what looks like a completely bald-headed, no beard or anything on his face, kind of walks up to you guys with a bit of powder in his hand. He goes, "You guys want to do some crumb with me?"
Crumb?
Crumb.
Does Tyler know what this is?
You have no idea.
Oh,
You have no
jeez.
idea. And Rick says you're kind of thinking too. You've never even heard that name. What he has in his hand, it kind of looks like just crumbled, almost like blue cheese, but powdery, like a solid more than like a cheese, if that makes sense. Like crumbled up chalk in his hand.
All right. I mean, what's it do to you, man?
Oh, it's the best shit. You do a little bit, and he literally takes just a chunk of it and snorts it. And you just keep inhaling, and you keep inhaling, and then you can hear color.
What the fuck?
Well, sometimes you can hear color. Other times you taste color. I mean, I'm more of a hearing, but
I may take you up on that offer in a few.
suit yourself.
I was about to look at Tyler and say, please don't do this right now.
She's like, I'm a free spirit. You can't tell me what to do.
I did say please.
She's a strong, independent drug addict.
We all know this.
But with that, realizing that you should probably you have work to do before
Listen,
business
let's
before
all
pleasure.
Steer away from the crumb at this point.
Yep.
Just for now.
For now.
You decide you need to do some business before pleasure, and you make your way through the back tunnel into the second chamber, which very similar to this one. This one has a few more just really awful looking tapestries all over the place. Some of them with what look like stains. You're not sure of the color because of the flashing lights all over the place. Moreover, you probably don't want to investigate those stains. Plush carpet, plush pillows all over the damn place. A few people screwing in random spots. Others, again, drinking, cavorting, doing whatever they damn well please. As this is the Den of Delights, everything goes. Making your way to the back of this chamber, though, is a very familiar sight for Finn and Garuk. You do see Molly Hawk, the purple tiefling, this time wearing kind of a patchwork coat almost. It would normally probably hang to about his mid-thigh. Various colors, almost literally like a quilt made into a coat. Just various patches, different colors, like insignias on it. Really just no rhyme or reason to whatever the hell he's wearing. It doesn't make sense. Make sure I have the right one here. That's not the right one. Yeah, we'll go with that. Whatever the hell he's wearing, it just doesn't make any sense at all. There's no like style to it at all. He's sitting at his throne, which you two recognize, but the rest of you, it's a large, high-backed wooden throne with, in every part of the woodwork that can be, very erotic carvings of just different kinds of creatures and in a few spots genitalia all over the place on this thing. He's currently seated in it with his legs draped over one of the arms and his back leaning out over the other arm, sideways style, just kind of enjoying himself, looking up. Looks like there's an empty tankard in one hand, and just playing with lights up in the air with his other hand, as he seems to be just staring up at the lights he's messing with. Doesn't seem to notice you guys' approach. However, the group that doesn't notice you approach is a group of 5 very attractive and very tall women, various races, all of them wearing what can only be described as very thin leather bondage gear, barely covering the essentials. All of which carrying deadly weapons, everything from a barbed whip to a set of very sharp and at one spot serrated short swords, a very nasty looking double-edged glaive, and one even looks like carrying a double-ended mace. But they all just kind of, they move into a position a little bit, seeming not sure what you guys are doing. Takes like 30 seconds for Molly Hawk to realize that his women have moved, and he looks around and goes, "What?
Hey.
Why the hell are you all getting into a tizzy? I already told you they were coming at some point, right? Didn't I? Did I not say that?" The women didn't say anything. They just kind of back up a little bit, kind of getting even with him this time. Sorry about that. Welcome. Welcome to the den. Did I not tell you you'd like it less?
Yeah, it's a nice place you got here.
Ah, I like to think so. So, we should probably make real introductions this time, right? I'm sure you all know who I am. My name's Molly Hawk Leaf. And you are?
I'm Tyler.
Taylor.
Oh, that's not going to be confusing.
Nope.
Not at all.
You get used to it.
Oh, I'm sure. The rest of you? Names? Come on. I won't bite, probably.
Finn.
Bricksil, Del Rey.
Grook.
Good to meet you all. Molly kind of keeps staring over at you, Rix. Something familiar about you. Feel like I've met you before.
I say nothing. I just look at him.
Whatever. I meet a lot of people. Anyway, so welcome to my home.
I don't This is the first time I've seen him. Do I recognize him?
You know the description. You've never actually, as far to your recollection, you've never met this man.
Okay.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure? What do you want? What can I help you with?
I mean, you already know what I'm here for.
Oh yeah, you want information on the blade? As foolish as that is.
Yep.
What about the rest of you? Are you all in just for this little piece right here, this little quest of vengeance? Or you all have your own objectives?
No, I'm pretty much along for the ride.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're for a friend.
Wow, so committal. That's good to know. You seem like a focus group of individuals here, don't you?
Apparently.
We just get bored easy. There's not a whole lot going on.
Oh, that I can relate to. Boredom is the worst thing in this world, is it not?
Idle hands spend time with the genitals, and we know how much God hates that.
I've never heard that phrase, but it is now my new favorite thing. Thank you for
Say
that.
that again?
I love that phrase. Thank you so much for that. I will be using that all the time. Oh man. I love that. I like this guy. Someone get this guy a drink. Eventually, one of the women just kind of comes up to you and hands you a cup, Finn.
I'll take a drink.
Pretty good ale, actually. Really good ale.
I'll tip the cup towards him as a nod of thanks.
He picks up his empty tankard and goes to take a sip. He goes, fucking hell! Throws it off into the corner. Eventually, like, about 3 seconds later, there's another mug in his hand that one of the women has handed him. That's better. Takes a sip. Slams it down. So, you want information on the blade? What do you want to know?
I mean, can we find him?
I mean, first off, are you really sure you want to find him? This is a man who spent his entire life making sure that no one can kill him, and that anyone who did find him, he could kill.
I 100% want to find him.
Is he pretty successful in that whole unkillable thing?
Oh, he's very successful. There's a reason I went in line with him for. I try not to be scared of people. I do what I want, when I want, with whoever I want. He's the one person I try not to fuck. Well, until recently, have not tried to fuck with.
I mean, you're here.
You're right. I am here. He also knows that I have a bit of a pool in this city. So this is the one place.
You've met him, and you know him directly.
As much as one can know a ghost.
But you've seen him. He does
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah, he exists. The blade exists. He's a living. Well, I won't say he's a flesh and blood man because I don't fucking know. I've never seen him bleed, but he's a physical presence. I've seen him kill. Seen him murder. Hell, I've seen him beat the shit out of a friend just because he wasn't listening.
Nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's a right peach. But he exists. He's not someone you easily fuck with.
Where is he based? Does he have a base?
Oh, that much I don't know. So, usually, he comes to us. This is how it works. He calls the shots. He sends out his little messengers. He has the little shit he can do. He's a talented mage, in case that much was not understood. He's a very talented mage. He's also a very talented fighter. But he has ways of contacting people. He tells them to meet him in places, usually public places, occasionally not. A co-worker of mine, ex-coworker of mine, was the captain of a ship called the Misty Step. Bit of a weird marvel, both magic and machinery. This piece of thing can fly in the air. Just like a bird, hides amongst the clouds. Acted as kind of a mobile base. Anytime we needed more than just a one-on-one meeting, that was where it was. We'd get picked up by the Misty Step. Eventually the blade would just kind of show up. As far as where he's based, my guess, if I had to make a guess, is going to be the capital.
Huh.
I mean, mainly because he's a snotty-ass human, so of course he's going to be in the capital, but...
Well, that's not a surprise.
Exactly. No offense to humans, of course. You know the type I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Imperials, that kind. He has that air to him. Like he grew up with money, and then grew up beating people like to death with bags of money.
Beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, he's a peach.
So if one were to try to find him, you think going to the capital would be a good next?
I think the capital would be the place to find him if you were looking for him. My guess would be to make him find you. Easier to do, and plus you get to set the terms.
And how do we grab attention?
Well, easiest way would be to get on the bad side of the Imperial government. Which, I know, that's the easy way to do it. It's the fucking Imperials. As far as I can tell, he works alongside a lot of them, the upper echelons of the Imperials. You piss off enough of them, become a bit of a nuisance for the Imperial government, he'll get his eyes on you. That's option one. There's another option that's harder, but easier to, at least, I won't say it's not legal. I wouldn't say it's legal at all.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, well, that makes things easy. Other option is killing the rest of the Black Blades.
Just... Okay.
Let me put it this way. You've had a pet, right? I'm assuming
I've had plenty of pets, yes.
Okay. Whenever someone killed a pet of yours, did you want to go kill that person?
I'd say yes.
Same thing. To him, best I can tell, and it's why I never liked the man. Us Black Blades we weren't ever equals to him. We were pets. Things he could keep around, play with, have us go do his stuff for him. And that was it.
And you're no longer a pet.
Fuck no. I have no master.
And there
I am not a pet.
5 more? Is that what you mentioned?
There are 5 others. Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't know if I knew that or not. You tell me there's 5. Okay.
I believe if I look at my notes and try to remember. Damn it, no. No, I'm sorry. There are 4.
4 more.
Yeah, sorry. There's 4. Retcon all of that. I didn't say 5. I said 4.
You're good.
There are 4 others. There are 4 others that are out there.
So essentially what we'd be doing is either pissing off an entire government or killing 4 people.
Well, let me put it in perspective for you a little bit there. The pissing off the government thing, that's the easy option because it's not hard to piss off the Imperials. Yeah, you're in the Empire, so pissing off the Empire is probably not a good idea while you're in said Empire. But that's the easy option because the 4 people that you have to go kill are some of the strongest people on this planet. Just making sure that you understood that. That's why one of those is the harder option, and one of those is the easier option.
So these other blades, are they more like you, or are they like true believers?
It kind of varies. Yeah, it really does vary. One of them, she's really just in it because she's being protected. She was in a bad spot for a while. Blade helped her out, made sure that the those wanting her dead in the government thought she was dead so she could continue her work in peace. One is just completely batshit crazy, likes to set everything on fire.
Sounds like someone we know.
I know people like that.
Oh, well, no, I mean, I'm not talking about just some petty arson for, distraction and things like that. I mean, he wants to watch the world burn in cleansing fire to purify everyone in it.
Oh.
That kind, bordering on religious, but he's not really religious, he's just batshit crazy.
He's just fucking crazy. Okay.
It's not good.
Yeah. Then there's the new lass, the wolf. She's, I don't know. I tried to get in her pants and she beat the shit out of me, so that's probably not a good sign, but I mean, at the same time, she seemed stable enough. She smelled a bit funny, kind of like a dog, which I thought was oddly erotic, but...
Teller just laughs.
Okay.
At the same time, again, she's strong as shit. It fucking hurt. Pretty sure she dislocated one of my collarbones.
Yeah, you don't piss girls off.
Oh, but that's how you get the fun sex out of them.
That's true. Anyway.
Wow.
I like this one. Someone get this gal a drink. One of the women eventually comes up to you with a goblet.
Thank you.
It's pretty good wine.
Alright, cool.
So how about the cat with the flying? What's his story?
Oh, Forden. So, he's probably the one that's most loyal to the Blade. He's kind of he thinks he's the second in command. I think he's a fucking toady who probably takes it up the ass for fun. But anyway, he fashions himself a sea captain because he used to be a sailor and then died at sea and then came alive and then tried to kill the Blade when the Blade was trying to kill him and yada yada yada. And eventually the Blade knocked his ass out and said, "Hey, you're strong. I'll keep you alive. You'll help me out, right?" And then he did. Dude's a little weird. He used to have this weird, these fucking eyes that just freaky looking, like vertical slits. They were fucking weird. And then one of our members took the eyes out and put a regular eye in one and then made the other one a metal eye. And then he had the weird looking eye floating over his fucking shoulder. It's fucking complicated. I don't understand it. I stopped paying attention when I realized how much of a shit he was and I didn't want to fuck him, so fuck it. But he's a little toady.
What?
But
You want to fuck him?
Oh, he did
What?
want to fuck him.
I did.
We
Yeah, I
just
said I
said he
did
stopped paying attention when he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's attractive enough, but not my type.
Oh.
What? Why are you getting all judgy over there, Miss Elf Pants?
Me?
No judging?
Oh, her.
This is the den. Take your sexual prudeness and get the hell out if that's how you're gonna act about it.
Dude, ain't port in a storm, man. It's cool.
Exactly. Whatever tickles the fancy.
Yeah.
And my balls.
So here's the issue. If we're gonna piss off an entire government to get this guy's attention, wouldn't he just send his cronies after us?
He very well may.
It
Depends on the level of pissed off he gets. So, we tended to do our own work on the side. Just kind of keep to ourselves, do whatever the fuck we felt like, so long as it didn't interfere with his work, obviously. And whenever he had stuff for us to go do, then we'd go do it. Sometimes it would help the Empire, sometimes it wouldn't look like it was helping the Empire. I didn't really fucking care. It was a paycheck that I got to blow here. So, really, it just varies. It depends on how badly you piss off the Empire. Like, you do, you take out, I don't know, a governor or something like that. Yeah, it'll catch some eyes. He might send Forden or maybe even Narret. No, Narret won't fucking do it. Narret's a coward. Khalid might. Khalid probably want to see this fucking place burned to the ground. But, anyway, you do something like that, yeah, it might catch one of their attention. Use something fucking big. You make a name for yourselves. That, he'd have to respond. He can't trust that shit to someone else then.
Something big, huh?
Yeah.
Or would you say he's the easiest that we would be able to take down?
Who, Forden?
Hmm.
Oh, God, no. He's the second for... he was second in command because the Blade thought he was super fucking loyal, and he is. And to be fair, Forden does have a bit of strength. I mean, I'm willing to go toe-to-toe with him. I'm pretty sure I could kick his knobby little green ass, but doesn't mean I'd want to.
Who's the she-wolf?
What about the she-wolf?
Who's the she-wolf? Is that
I don't know.
Khalid?
I don't know the she-wolf's name. She just calls herself the wolf. Big northern lass. Human, as far as I can tell. Smells like a wolf, like I said. Scary as shit. That much is clear. Blonde, blue eyes, pale. Like I said, hot as fuck. Which is funny.
Ah, that one.
Gotcha.
That one.
We've heard of that one before.
Oh, have you? Oh, you guys get around. But
yeah,
I don't know her name. I never bothered to learn it after I learned she wasn't gonna, you know, woohoo. Khalid's the one you need to be careful about. He's one you need to be careful about. He's we call him the Torch. We all have these. Well, most of them. Most of us have these weird fucking names. The Blade's fucking melodramatic. He's a fucking priss, but he likes giving us all names so that we all have code names officially in all of his records. If he keeps records, I don't know. He probably does. He's fucking weird. But we all had names because he didn't want to call us all just, you know, various like, you know, Black Blade 1 shit like that. So Khalid was known as the Torch, obviously, because he likes to set stuff on fire. I tried making the joke that maybe it was because he fucking sat on a torch one day, but he didn't think that was very funny. We call Narret the Tinkerer because she likes to make shit. She literally just spends all day in her lab making shit. She helped make the Misty Step itself. Like I said, big blonde bitch. She's just called the Wolf. I don't know her name. And then Forden. Forden's got the supremely scary name of the Traveler. Get it? Because he travels. That was his idea. That was his idea of a top secret scary code name. Fucking twat.
Yep.
All right.
So, next question.
Next question.
What do you got? Come on.
Anyone? All right, I'll go for it again. What's a good thing to do to get attention around here?
Whose attention are you trying to get? First off. Are you trying to get the Imperial's attentions? Or are you just trying to get the attention of any of the Black Blades?
I think the latter.
We might need to talk about that. I mean,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, do you know, were you missing like a gnome with one of your squad's tattoos on him?
Was I? Was I missing a gnome? I mean, I know he's not my gnome, but
right,
like,
no, just like one of your dudes.
He's talking at the women at this point. He's like, was I missing a gnome around here? None of them seem to shake. I don't know. There's a lot of people with the tattoo on them. I mean, probably.
I mean, I didn't know how close you guys were. We just ran into his.
The people with the tattoos are disposable then.
I mean, they're loyal to me. I wouldn't call them disposable. That's just rude.
And they earn the tattoo, I suppose?
Yeah. I mean, they were willing to do a little something on the side for me and prove their loyalty, and therefore earn permanent easy access in here. Those who aren't, we call those with the tattoo locals. Those who aren't locals, who aren't allowed easy access and, you know, allowed to participate in everything around here and haven't earned my loyalty, or haven't proven their loyalty to me, We call those ones tourists. And they wear that snifty little red band on your arm. He points over at your guys' wrists. Yeah.
It seems at this point, after all the information that you've provided us, that you've defected. Correct?
You're not wrong. I have left the service of His Royal Lord, the Blade.
You've defected to the point that we had heard about this before you paid our friend here a visit.
Oh, did you now?
And
how'd you hear about that?
Yeah. But
Do we
where
really
did you
want to
guys-
tell
Where
him?
did you guys hear about that? Because that's the
Yeah.
first I've heard of it.
I mean,
No, please, go on. I want to hear. How did you hear about this?
I'm using Awaken Mind and whispered in Rick's head, "Shut your fucking mouth."
I can't remember. I forgot
Uh-huh.
that.
Dude, that was like Circle of Trust shit. That wasn't like tell fucking everybody.
Oh shit. Do I smell fish or anything? I just start gagging.
He used to be a cop. Probably heard it on the street.
roll a performance check.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh. Fucking goddamn natural one.
Yes.
He starts sniffing around. He's like, "Is there fish?" He takes one hand and just wipes up near his crotch and sniffs. No, it ain't me.
I take
Starts
a step-
sniffing
I take
over
a-
at one of the women close to his throne, and they just kind of smack him in the face. He's like, "That's fair. I deserve that." No, I don't smell fish.
I take a step back. Stop talking.
Oh god.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Nothing.
I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, I don't know, the conversation kind of devolved.
Well, what else you want then?
How strong is this wine? It's going to my head.
Is there any crumb in here?
He just claps his hands, and one of the women comes up holding a handful of crumbs.
Oh, it's party time?
I was just joking.
Oh, this is the Den of the Lights, boy. There's no joking around here.
I
Now
have
you
a
gotta
friend
try
here
it.
that needs some crumb.
I mean, if we're done asking questions, I'm totally gonna do something. So.
Of course you are.
of course, the drug addict.
Well, yeah. Duh.
I mean, I think maybe junkie is more accurate than drug addict.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Drug enthusiast.
Yes.
Enthusiast is a good word.
Oh.
I mean, I'm gonna hang around. You guys don't have to.
I mean, it's like this shit. You know, anybody around's looking for work? Like, looking for people to do work?
I'm sure I probably have some work that can be done around here. Depends on how dirty you're willing to get your hands.
I'm pretty dirty.
Oh, I bet there. He just kind of winks at you.
We all can be.
Oh, so it's a group dirtiness. Oh, that's even better. You get this? This is gonna be great.
I mean, she shrugs.
The woman that he was he was just like talking to and gesturing at you guys just rolls her fucking eyes. Like, oh god. I like this group. This was a good idea. This is the best idea I've had in a long time, inviting them. Oh. At the very least, they're not boring. Nah, I have a few things that can be done around here. We'll get you some. If you're looking for that, don't worry. Plus, we got the festival here in a couple of days. Shit's gonna get real. It's gonna be fun.
I know.
So, I'm gonna go
Maybe.
ahead and say, welcome to the Den of Delights. Enjoy yourselves for the night. We'll talk business in the morning.
Great. That sounds good. I'm gonna do some of that fucking shit now.
Okay. The woman is literally sitting there waiting for Rix to try it since he summoned it.
I'll take the smallest.
No. Not small. It's the biggest.
No,
I mean, I'm taking the biggest.
I'll take this. I don't even know what the fuck it. You're supposed to snort it.
Do it. Do the
I'm
biggest
good.
rock.
From what you were shown, you're supposed to just snort it up your nose.
Doing it.
Okay. As reluctant as I am, and because of the shit that just happened, because I'm kind of a dumbass, I'll take the smallest
No.
pinch of crumb that I can find, and I'll snort it up my nose.
Oh god.
Okay. So you're taking it. Tyler, are you snorting it as well?
Yeah, like so much.
I need the both of you. I need the both of you to roll a d8.
Sweet.
This is where my sister dies.
Probably.
Oh fuck.
So, Rix, as you kind of snort it, you look around, breathing it in a little bit and making sure that everything's up there, it's not falling out your nose or anything like that.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't think it's affecting me really. Like, I don't feel that different. And then you look at your hand,
No,
and
good.
your hand is just gone.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Oh
And you
God.
watch, it's just your hand. Like, your wrist is there, and it's not like you're like looking at a bloody stump or anything. It's just gone. Like, just
Oh no.
ethereal magic shit. It's just disappearing. And you watch as slowly up your arm, your wrist, and then your forearm just slowly start disappearing.
Oh god.
Are
And
we
then it
seeing
starts
this
happening.
too?
You guys are just
Oh,
watching
God.
Rix stare at his hands in amazement and freaking out.
Oh god.
Tyler,
Yeah.
Something's happening.
you take the biggest piece of crumb you can fit up your freaking nose,
Yes.
snort it. Immediately, you just kind of prop yourself up on some of the pillows. You kind of look around, just enjoying your sights, and you can feel color. You don't taste it, you don't hear it, you feel it. Just the cascading colors, like the flickering lights all over the place. You can literally just feel them caressing you, like the soft hand of a lover.
Holy shit.
It
This is
just,
the greatest thing I've ever done.
it is a transcendent experience.
She's just gonna sit there.
The rest of you who are sober are watching as Rix is just slowly staring at. He's extending his arms out like a zombie at this point, just watching as more and more of his arms appearing. Everything looks fine to you guys. He's just freaking out.
I look
Whereas-
at her and I say, "My hand is gone. Is my hand gone? Is it gone?"
No.
And then no.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Tyler's just laying there on a set of pillows, just arms spread wide, enjoying herself. Feelings of ecstatic pleasure every time a flickering light phases over her.
She's like, this is the most amazing thing in the whole world.
It's like doing E in a techno club.
I never want to leave. She's just gonna lay there. Oh.
And the rest of you doing anything? It looks like there's literally just any kind of sin you want to commit around here can easily be done. Looks like there's a full-on orgy going on in one. More people just drinking heavily and doing random drugs all around. Groups of people just kind of dancing together. You can still hear the sounds of the fist fight back in the first chamber.
Oh. I'm just going to get plastered. There you go.
All right,
Yeah, I'll just drink.
easily enough.
I'll probably drink and try and get laid at some point.
Okay, go ahead and roll a charisma check just for the sake of it.
This should be good.
I mean, Tyler would probably try to do that too later.
You're high on crumb. It's an automatic success.
Yeah, alright, cool.
There's rules to
charisma
this
check?
shit. Yep, just a straight charisma check.
I just click the charisma, or
Yep. Yeah, just click charisma.
Oh, I have to click the word.
Easily. At one point, you find that it's just a group of like 4 women all enjoying themselves, and as you kind of walk by, you stop and you're just looking, and then one of them grabs you and drags you in.
Nice.
But you spend the night, what's left of the day and into the night, enjoying yourselves in whatever kind of delights you choose to seek in the den. And that's where we're going to end for the night. With everyone
Wow.
exploring some kind of bliss.
Wow.
Next game will be the hangovers.
Exactly.
Yeah, does Crumb cause hangover? Because
I guess you're gonna find out.
I've never done anything like that before.
Oh.
I was tempted to try some, but I decided not to.
Oh, I have a whole list. There's like 4 or 5 different things you can try.
Oh my god.
And to be fair, none of you ever tried the legal one yet, so
What is it? Red root?
yeah,
Or
red
some
root. It's
shit?
basically pot. You guys are in Colorado right now, and none of you are hitting up any of the places where you can
Hey,
just
I'm
smoke
working
it.
on it here.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sure
working
there are
on it.
people
Yeah, she's
smoking red root
starting
in
with
the
she's starting
den.
with
Oh yeah,
I
no,
go
cocaine.
down.
yeah. You guys saw it happen. Like there was a couple people in one corner smoking it. It's just there's a lot of other stuff going on too.
Oh, then I would have definitely
Well-
done some of that.
Yeah, I
had
probably
no
would have done
choice.
every single kind of thing there was to do.
I'm gonna remember that because that's gonna come up. But
Yeah, definitely.
as Finn he ends up with the group that are smoking just basic red root. You know, it's kind of like it's basic. It really is basic. It's something that's legal above ground, so it's one of those things that you don't see too often down here. But you take a couple puffs, you get a little lightheaded. Everything just seems really mellow, and you're enjoying yourself. It makes all the booze that you drink for the rest of the night taste fantastic, though.
That works.
But that is where we'll end off.
All right, then I will
Cool.
end the recording here.